Welcome back. You're watching the Ahistorical Gamer as we play Revolution Under Siege, a game set in the turbulent period of the Russian Revolution. My plan for the defense of the revolution will rely on quantity over quality approach, at least for the first few turns, and their job will simply be to dig in and to hold ground. However, as the war progresses, we'll actually go for an inverted strategy. So from quantity over quality to quality over quantity, and we'll be attempting to train up our troops to the best standard as possible from our GHQs and then launch powerful counterattacks. My plan is to keep a strong reserve in Moscow, deal with what is essentially the weakest threat first, and then once we can get a little bit more organized, press on to the most important objective, which will probably be dealing with the Komok forces, the remains of the Russian Parliament and Duma, and the only really legitimate in the minds of the people challenger that the Bolsheviks faced. I shouldn't call them Bolsheviks, they were communists. Bolshevik means big party, but they were always a minoritarian government. And as a weird bit of trivia, the communists received more votes in the 1996 election than they did when they came to power in 1917. Czech Legion has begun their revolt after an incident between soldiers of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, where those soldiers encountered men of the Volunteer Czech Legion who were fighting against the Austro-Hungarians. The Soviets attempted to disarm the Czech soldiers, and in response they literally revolted. So now there are a huge group of Czech soldiers trapped along the Trans-Siberian Highway, and they are going to attempt to fight their way all across the length and breadth of Russia in order to get to Czechoslovakia, which is currently in the middle of World War I. On the other side. Also, the Tsar's gold train has been detained in Kazan, and that is a key objective we're going to be fighting over. The battles kicks off with fighting the Battle of Irkutsk along the Trans-Siberian Highway. The Whites are attempting to clear their lines of communication in the far northeast of Russia. Skipping down to Battle of Koper, which is down towards the Kuban. Is definitely in the hard Kuban around Zernigrad. Our commander Sasonov could not hold the enemy and is slowly being pushed back. And we have taken casualties here. But we traded reasonably well, and we are retreating in good order, so that's a good thing. Now this is our raid in the far northeast of the country. We are attempting to block an enemy advance on Ekaterinburg by seizing the enemy supply depot in a spoiling attack that will prevent their future advance, or at least delay it. And that concludes our action for the first 15 days of combat. I'll see you next time. You've been watching the Ahistorical Gamer.